Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. This time, we're going to be talking about businesses, particularly talking about why you should look at getting a business or a side hustle or getting something started that is going to help you make your financial life less fragile. So, most people have one income stream, and it's going to be one employer and maybe one set of skills. In engineering, that's called a single point of failure. Now that can be anything from, oh, I do customer service, or maybe I'm super specialized as like an orthodontist, or you can even just look at somebody who does the dental hygienist, the person that cleans your teeth most of the time before the doctor even comes in. Those are little points of failure that we want to avoid at all costs. So if your employer decides that to be efficient, you're out of a job tomorrow, your life will collapse. And that is fragility. We don't want that. We want to avoid it. Right now, I had gotten a business from my brother and I purchased it from him. And right now I'm making about $300 on the side every month. It's a very simple business. I'm not going to be talking about it here, but what I'm talking about is how it helps me in my financial life. To some, that $300 could be pocket change. To someone who is part of safe and average finance, that's the start of a survival floor. So today I'm going to show you how to build a life that doesn't just survive chaos, but actually gets stronger because of it. So if you look at something that is fragile versus anti-fragile, you'll start with a couple things, right? Being fragile means that you'll break under stress. So something like a 9-to-5 job can be very stressful really quickly, right? What you want to do is get something that is robust and can withstand stress, which could be something like a high savings account. That'll make you less fragile. Something that would be anti-fragile is something that grows from stress, like a business. A business can pivot however you want it to do. Talking about business or side hustle, right? So even for example, I haven't done this in a while because my car had been in the shop, but I used to do Uber every single week, trying to get about $100 a week. That would be another 400, maybe $500 extra a month. It's not hard to do. It's a couple hours here and there, driving around, trying to pick up some people, make some money. If we look at the economy right now, it's shifting. And honestly, talking about the conflict in the Middle East, talking about raising oil prices, inflation's going to go up, everything's going to get more expensive. Even AI is eating roles and inflation is moving all the time. If you only have a job, you are a passenger on this roller coaster. If you have a business, you are in charge of the roller coaster. You get to choose where it goes. Now, obviously, I know a business or a side hustle, nothing is ever guaranteed. There's a lot of ways that it can go wrong and it can get upside down, left, right, everything. But if you have a business, you have another place of income, you have more money. It's just better overall. So talking about the $300 that I make from my business right now, it's a proof of life, which means people can mock my side hustle all they want that only makes a few $100, but they're wrong. If it's making $300, that means I found a way to provide value to the world independent of a boss, independent of somebody giving me money for my time. Yes, this business does take a little bit of time, let's be honest, but talking about having to be at this job 9 to 5, all that stuff. I've built the plumbing and I'm trying to work on getting it from $300 to maybe something more like $3,000. I would like a lot more, but we're just adding more water to the pipes. We're trying to get more things moving. The bill killer. Now, $300 a month may not be that much. Still saying that, right? But it can cover things that keep me awake at night. Think about car insurance, maybe the internet, or maybe there's the emergency beef fund. When your business covers your survival floor, the fear of losing your job evaporates. If you're able to get, say, even $1,000 a month from a side hustle or a business that you make a little bit of money on, right? And it's something you can do while you're working your job, while you're working your full time. And if that's something that can take care of a lot of other expenses, then you found a new base level. And you want that. You want to have that base level. You want to keep that level so that you can eventually grow it. But also, you want that level because it's going to give you a solid base to start from. If you're able to theoretically live off $300 a month, awesome. You have all your, bases covered, but realistically, that's probably not going to be real, right? But let's say you got $2,000 or $3,000 a month from this side hustle or business. You know how much money you could make with that? How much stress you would just relieve from your 9 to 5 job if you're able to do something like that. So there's a lot of things, but you want to keep on top of that. Want to keep understanding. So talking about your side hustle or your business, you want to think about why would I want to do this? And one good reason is for the flexibility to pivot. If you think about a small boat versus a cruise ship, if a major corporation needs to change directions, it takes years and thousands of layoffs. If your side business needs to change because a new AI tool dropped or a price surged, you can do it over Saturday morning coffee. You can figure it out, you can move it, and you can go from there. My business that I'm doing does physically require me to be there, but maybe in the future I could get somebody else to be doing it. And I'm more running the office work, the background work, the talking to customers, the finding new customers. Pretty much the cruise ship will turn and turn hard and everything goes with it. So let's say we can go for the cruise ship example again, but if you think about if a cruise ship stopped going to one destination, that little destination relied off the cruise ship money. Well, now it's no more. Instead of maybe this boat originally used to be for taking customers somewhere, you can now turn it into the fishing boat, right? You can pivot all you want, but you aren't going to be able to determine what happens with that large company. So in a real world example, if one product stops selling, you can launch another in 48 hours, and that's strategic agility. You can do it quickly, you can do it fast, and it's really simple. The next one I want to talk about is the invisible profit. So running the business and the side hustle is always more than the $300. The $300 is the least valuable thing you're getting. You get a lot more when it comes to this. You're learning sales and copywriting, like how to persuade someone to buy a product or to buy a service. You're learning operations, how to build a system and have that system work. And then eventually you teach that system to somebody else. You'll learn marketing and how to get attention. Even if the business fails, you keep all those skills. And job security is a myth. So skill security is the only thing that's going to be real. You are becoming the person who can always find a way to make money. All those little bits and pieces that you learn while doing your side hustle or doing your business will make a big difference. I know that there's other people who want to start a business and don't know how. Maybe after you've created yours and done it, you can make a YouTube channel talking about how to make a business and how to go through certain steps and how to fill out this form. Maybe there's some legal things you have to avoid, but in all honesty, you know what I'm saying. So now that we're here, I want you to start the clock. I don't want you to wait for a crisis to start your insurance policy, starting the side hustle of the business. I want you to build it when you don't need it, so you have it when you do. And that's a very powerful thing. Even insurance in general is something you never want to have to use, but you need it. So you get it when you don't need it, so you can use it when you have to. Now, I'm only at $300 a month, but where are you? Let's build it together and comment if you're starting your floor today.